Hello, is this thing on?
Tobias Jones, aka Temblor, is a villain that was created specifically for this series. Temblor uses specially made metallic globes which have two yellow circles that when activated and slammed into the ground can cause small earthquakes. Temblor can also create powerful sound waves by clapping his hands together. Temblor truthfully doesn't have much of a personality as he's honestly nothing more than a hired gun. And like most hired guns, Temblor is quick to anger, seeing as that's basically his default emotion. However, he does appear to take great pleasure in destroying things with his gloves. It's most likely the only thing that provides Temblor any type of joy outside of money. He also makes a few puns and or jokes throughout the episode, so I guess that does kinda help give him a little bit more of a personality, even if it is just Mr. Freeze's personality from Batman and Robin. With that brief summary out the way, let me quickly go ahead and mention the episode that I'll be going over and discuss how I'll break it down. The episode we'll be looking at is titled Batgirl Begins Part 1, and like always, there will be some skips taken within the episode itself, but as usual, that's just to stay focused on our villain of the day. With all that said, let's dive right into Batgirl Begins Part 1. We'll start right at Batman's first encounter with Temblor. Temblor goes to a chemical plant under the orders of a mysterious benefactor who we as the audience know is Pamela Isley. After receiving his payment, Temblor uses his pair of gloves to collapse part of the plant. When the police arrive, he turns his powers loose on them, and Commissioner Gordon uses the bat signal to notify Batman. Batman then arrives, and the two spar, but Temblor makes his escape after his benefactor tells him that they're waiting on him. Afterwards, Gordon and Batman talk, and Batman reveals that he got hold of Temblor's communication device. There's honestly not much to say about this encounter, however, Temblor does make a pun/joke right before his initial attack on the plant, and another one right as he throws his first attack at Batman. This ultimately goes back to what I said about how destroying things brings a great pleasure to Temblor, as he can't help himself but to smile and make jokes while destroying any and everything. Another thing of note that also goes back to what I said earlier is after Temblor's employer tells him to destroy the plant before sending him his payment, Temblor makes a joke about the communication device not working, which makes his employer send the money. Afterwards, he gladly attacks. Skipping ahead, back at the Batcave, Bruce intercepts a message for Temblor where Bruce learns Temblor's next target. Batman then catches up to Temblor and the two fight. After trading hits for a while, Temblor buries Batman in rubble long enough to make his escape. Again, there's not a whole lot to say here outside of Temblor making a pun. However, what we can take away from Temblor constantly throwing these puns out is that this is basically all just one big joke to him, and it's more than hilarious. Skipping ahead again, at the next factory, Pamela is tossed out, and Batman intercepts her signal to Temblor where she gives him his next target. After tracking her down, Barber confronts Pamela at the chlorogen factory, but Temblor shows up when he realizes that he's not getting paid as promised. Pamela then runs away, while Barbara tries to distract Temblor, but he sends her flying and goes after Pamela in a conservatory where chlorogen is growing mutated tomatoes. This, once again, goes back to what I said about Temblor only taking priority in destroying things and in money. Both things play a huge part in Temblor's life. So without one, there becomes a void within Temblor that he must fill. Once inside the factory, Pamela drops a vat onto Temblor, which he easily deflects, and then he starts bringing the whole place down in order to trap Pamela under some rubble. Batman then arrives and fights Temblor while Barbara tries to rescue Pamela. Barbara is then sent flying and is knocked out for a little second. Batman manages to take out Temblor and his gloves, but the aftershock of him being slammed into a support beam breaks the bottom of the vat open, causing the mutagen to fall directly onto Pamela. The police then arrive and haul Temblor off to prison, and that would be the last time we ever saw Temblor within the Batman 2004. Well, technically. Temblor does appear in the episode Rumors, but only for literally like 15 seconds, so we won't be going over that. Temblor also appears in the Batman Strikes comics, where in issue 24, Temblor appears as one of the many criminals loose in Gotham City that Batman is forced to fight after numerous criminals escape Arkham due to Catwoman. And in issue 32, Temblor appears in Joker's group of villains and is defeated alongside Mr. Freeze in the amusement park. This issue would actually be the last time we ever saw Temblor. But anyways, moving off of the life and personality of Temblor and on to his design and voice actor. The design of Temblor is, as I always say, it's simple yet effective, and it honestly fits the character brilliantly. With his personality and with the abilities of his gloves, I can't really see him having a colorful or flashy outfit like many other characters within this series. The trench coat was also a perfect touch, as it not only works within the world of Gotham, but it also adds to Temblor's cool factor. And now, we'll move on to Temblor's voice actor, with that being Jim Cummings. And for those that didn't know, he played Scar in Lion King 1994, Pete in a Goofy movie, and Ray in The Princess and the Frog, as well as many, and I do mean many, other great roles. So huge shout out to Jim Cummings. With all that said though, this has been the troubling tremors of Temblor. If you made it this far into the video, comment down your favorite episode from The Batman 2004. I always love to hear y'all's opinions. Also, like always, huge shout out to Mercenary X84 and Best Man Gamer for still being members. I know I say this every time, but I seriously can't thank y'all enough. The support y'all give truly means the world to me. And the same goes for everyone else. Thank you all so much for supporting me. Y'all are genuinely the best, and I'm forever grateful. And finally, thank you to everyone who just watched this video. I really appreciate it, and you. But with my ramblings finally out the way, it's been ugly, and I'll see y'all in the next one.